That's cool. Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Hey guys, I'm here at the Tesla Service Center and we are going to take home the upgraded Model 3. I have not seen one of these yet in person. I am going to leave my car here overnight and Tesla is gracious enough to let me take this for the night, demo drive it, and tell you guys the experience, what it's like, the differences that I notice, and if it's worth looking into. All right guys, so I came prepared with my Tesla belt buckle. So I learned that not only do you have heated seats like I have in my Tesla Model 3, they also have cooling on the seats, and they have a display back here in the back seat for your guests or maybe your kids to enjoy. Okay, another huge change, there's no stalk. So it has the same thing that the X and that the Cybertruck have. I personally, I'm still not a huge fan of it. I like having the stalk, but people that drive without it say that it's fine. It doesn't take that much to get used to, which I agree. However, I still kind of like it. Okay, so right off the bat, one thing that I definitely love is this LED lighting. This is something that I would have to have custom on my car. In fact, it's something that I've considered doing, but it is already in this car. So far, the drive is definitely a lot smoother. We have a pretty uneven road near where we live, and we just drove over a similar type of road and it was definitely noticeably smoother. That's what the salesperson at the Tesla showroom said that he noticed and was by far his favorite feature. The other thing that is, different for me to get used to is having to use this button for the turn signal, also having to use this to go forward or in reverse. So, it's not something that's going to take forever to get used to. I mean, your windshield wipers, everything that you had via the stalk is now here on the wheel, which is, definitely a change. So who knows? Maybe after driving it for a few hours, I'll decide that I like it better. But it's a different drive than my Model 3 for sure. Okay, so we are going to try and do the famous 0 to 60. Flooring it. Gotta go where no one can see you. Okay, so we're gonna come to a full stop. You ready?
I'm ready.
Full stop. Full send! That was very smooth. That was also quite slow.
I think that your car might be faster.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yep.
That was not the stomach in your, or what is it, feeling? Stomach in your throat?
Yeah.
That actually took a little bit to get up and go.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, the version that we took home was a rear wheel drive, which is slightly slower than the all-wheel drive 0 to 60. So I noticed it was about 6 seconds versus the about 4 seconds that I have in my car. Very smooth, very quiet. But that's just Tesla. Oh my God, I keep going for the freaking turn signal the normal way. So I think my main takeaway from checking out the refreshed Model 3 is that this version of the Model 3 may entice a new group of people that want a Tesla because of some of the changes that we have in the Model 3. And let's go through some of those changes. So from the exterior, the lights are a bit different, but really a lot of the major changes that I think are going to help sell this car are the interior looks a bit more classy, a bit more refined. We have this customizable LED panel. We have this cloth that, despite it being cloth, almost looks a little bit better than the wood grain. You have a more minimal look without the stock. So if someone's going for a minimal look, they might like that. But even more importantly, you can actually cool these seats. So that's something that here in Texas, it gets painfully hot in the summer. So being able to have air-conditioned seats is huge. Plus, it's a better car if you have passengers, like little kids maybe, because you have this really high quality display here in the rear of the car where kids can watch, let's say, Netflix, let's say they want to watch YouTube, and they can also adjust the seat of the person in front of them. So let's say I want a little bit more leg room, I can actually control that myself from the back seat, which is something you don't see very often. So one other change that you're not going to see from looking at the car, but you're going to feel when you're driving the car, is that the suspension is much better than that of my Model 3, which, keep in mind, guys, I ordered and bought my Model 3 in May of 2023. So it is definitely a new version of the Model 3, but it's not the refresh, and they've definitely made some upgrades that you can tell the difference here. The other thing that is also not super noticeable, but it is something that I want to point out, is that this button to actually open and close the Model 3 is slightly different, and there's something that is just a little bit more user-friendly about this button compared to the one in my car. So as we can see, my Model 3 does not have that center speaker on the roof of the car. We have the wood grain, and here the button, as you can see, is definitely different than the one in the Refresh. It's interesting coming from you because you're not exactly a Tesla fanatic, but you prefer this one to mine.
Yes, I do. There are some things that are just like cars need to get better. It's just they're a piece of tech. So I think the improvements they made here are, generally speaking, what you would have to do to improve a car over the years. And there's certain things like doing air-conditioned seats. It's just if you're anywhere in Texas or Arizona, you need air-conditioned seats. So them doing that, and then I think going above and beyond with certain areas, this seems like a very family-friendly car. Not only is it Tesla, so it's very safe, but I think the screen they use in the back too is a very high-quality screen. It's not like they cheaped out and gave like a 15 refresh rate like Hertz monitor. It looks like it's probably around 60. It feels high definition. Everything here also feels higher build quality. I don't know. I really wanted to do a side-by-side. I think the leather feels better too, which is always something I've kind of felt with Teslas, is they don't use genuine leather. I think in these ones, whatever they're doing for synthetic leather is a lot better.
So not only has the faux leather upholstery been upgraded throughout the cabin, and it now features perforations in the material, heated and ventilated front seats are now offered as standard for the Refresh. You have 2 smartphone charging pads that have been squeezed into the center console design, and the 14-speaker stereo that came on my Model 3 has now been swapped with one having 17 speakers, so even more speakers. And you might notice a better sound system because Tesla has added more sound deadening materials throughout the cabin and has introduced more acoustic glass. I want to show you the LED lights at night because they are sick. We're having a real light show. Wow, that's so cool. Also, if you come across a Tesla Model 3 Refresh in the wild, you'll be able to tell some of the differences from the exterior immediately, including the tail lights looking different as well as the headlights. I feel like mine kind of look more like a bug. So one thing I noticed is that the camera in my car is actually up here on the top left of the screen, but on the Refresh, it's sort of in the bottom left of the screen. So a slightly different positioning, and I have to say, maybe I'm just more used to my camera, but I think I like it up higher. So let's see here. Here's USB-C.
Okay, so those are there now.
And this goes, okay. Okay, so we're gonna go red, and then let's go to the glove box. Okay, so just like mine, where it's locked for your convenience. Little changes that all add up to make a noticeable difference, and I think that this would be a great Tesla starter car. Where's the charge port? Oh, same. Oh, okay, cool. Can I do that on mine? Can I press it? Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know about my car.
She's always yelling, open butthole.